Ashe campus divided. UCLA pro-Palestinian protesters sue over alleged wrongful arrests and systemic bias. The hallowed halls of the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, a prestigious institution renowned globally, are currently embroiled in a deeply contentious legal battle. More than 30 pro-Palestinian protesters have filed a lawsuit against the university, the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, and the California Highway Patrol, CHP, alleging a shocking array of civil rights violations, wrongful arrests, and the use of excessive force during demonstrations held on and around the UCLA campus last year. This lawsuit unveils a disturbing picture of alleged negligence, systemic bias, and a heavy-handed response to peaceful dissent. The complaint, a comprehensive document meticulously detailing the events of April and June 2023, paints a stark and unsettling portrait of the university's actions and the subsequent police response. It alleges that UCLA officials exhibited a profound lack of intervention during a violent attack by counter-protesters on a pro-Palestinian encampment established on April 30th. This attack, characterized in the suit as a brutal mob assault, left demonstrators injured and traumatized, with reports ranging from physical assault to sexual threats. The plaintiffs contend that the university's inaction during this hours-long assault constitutes a gross negligence, effectively condoning the violence inflicted upon the peaceful protesters. Independent accounts from journalists, including those published in the New York Times, corroborate the plaintiffs' claims, highlighting the law enforcement agency's inexplicable failure to prevent or curtail the escalating violence. The following day, May 1st, the situation took a dramatic turn for the worse. According to the lawsuit, UCLA actively requested the intervention of the LAPD and CHP, instructing them to forcibly remove the remaining pro-Palestinian demonstrators. The ensuing police raid, described in graphic detail, allegedly involved the indiscriminate use of flashbang grenades, the shooting of projectiles at protesters' faces, brutal beatings, and body slams, resulting in over 200 arrests. Significantly, many of those arrested were still seeking medical attention for injuries sustained during the previous day's attack by counter-protesters. The timing and nature of the police intervention, the plaintiffs argue, demonstrate a clear bias and a disregard for the protesters' safety and well-being. The lawsuit further alleges a pattern of systemic anti-Palestinian bias within UCLA. The diverse plaintiffs, a representative cross-section of the campus community encompassing students, faculty, legal observers, journalists, and community supporters, underscore the widespread impact of the alleged discriminatory actions. Their individual accounts paint a harrowing picture of the events, highlighting the profound trauma inflicted upon them. One plaintiff, an unnamed Palestinian student, recounts a harrowing experience of being threatened with rape by counter-protesters and subjected to chemical munitions attacks. This traumatic event, the suit argues, tragically evokes painful memories of similar violent incidents she witnessed during her upbringing in Palestine, where Israeli settlers, often with the tacit approval or active participation of Israeli military forces, would storm Palestinian homes. This personal testimony underscores the deep emotional scars inflicted not only by the events at UCLA, but by the wider geopolitical conflict. Another plaintiff, Binyamin Mor-Yosef, a Jewish Israeli-American undergraduate, describes being violently grabbed and zip-tied by police officers during a peaceful gathering on June 10th, even though no dispersal order had been issued. Similarly, a Palestinian-American student alleges excessive force leading to long-term shoulder injuries during his detention. These individual accounts, alongside numerous others, paint a disturbing and consistent picture of the alleged abuses. The timing of the lawsuit is significant, coinciding with the Trump administration's aggressive campaign against pro-Palestinian activism on college campuses. This campaign included investigations into over 60 universities for alleged anti-Semitic discrimination. The U.S. Department of Justice recently filed documents supporting Jewish students suing UCLA for discrimination, further highlighting the charged political climate surrounding the case. The Trump administration also canceled $400 million in grants to Columbia University, citing alleged failures to address antisemitism, despite the university's suspension of pro-Palestinian student groups and facilitation of arrests. The detention of Mahmoud Khalil, a Palestinian activist at Columbia, who is a lawful permanent resident and not accused of a crime, further exemplifies the aggressive tactics employed against pro-Palestinian voices. Professor Graham Blair, a UCLA political science professor and plaintiff in the lawsuit, testified that the university's handling of these protests has had devastating consequences for students' academic progress and well-being. Many students experience disruptions to their studies, delays in obtaining their diplomas, ongoing disciplinary proceedings, lingering threats of prosecution, and long-lasting mental health issues, including PTSD. Professor Blair powerfully articulated the enduring trauma experienced by many activists, struggling to navigate their lives while grappling with the emotional scars from the events and UCLA's unwillingness to address their concerns regarding the conflict in Gaza. In response to these allegations, UC President Michael Drake previously stated that the university supports and protects nonviolent and lawful protests. He defended the designation of the Palestine encampment as unlawful, asserting that officials must act when protests impede students' ability to learn or express their viewpoints or threaten safety. However, the plaintiffs argue that the university's actions far exceeded the bounds of necessary security measures, and instead constituted an unconscionable suppression of free speech and a blatant disregard for the safety and rights of pro-Palestinian students and activists. This lawsuit is not merely a legal dispute. It's a profound reflection of the complex intersection of free speech, political activism, and alleged systemic bias on a major American university campus. The plaintiffs' accounts, supported by independent journalistic reports, raise serious questions about the university's commitment to its students' well-being, its response to political protests, and its handling of allegations of systemic bias. The outcome of this lawsuit will have significant implications not only for UCLA, but also for universities across the nation grappling with similar issues involving political activism and freedom of expression on campus. The extensive documentation of alleged abuses and the breadth of the plaintiffs' claims promise a protracted and high-stakes legal battle that will undoubtedly attract intense national scrutiny.